Let me record this and stuff. Nothing?
Yes, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you do number 8 and number 10?
On the notes, correct?
Yeah, on the notes.
Okay.
I had number 13.
Okay, 8, I'm just circling them. 8 and 13. Okay. I'm just gonna pull up here. So I have those problems out in front of you because I
also had 4.
4 from the notes, Leif?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had a little trouble with
We'll do the
7
homework in a
also.
second. All right, so let's start with number 4. So everyone look at number 4 on your notes. So it says calculate. Hold on, I haven't shared my screen yet, have I? Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, so this is going to be number 4. Move you guys over there. All right, so it says calculate the area of the sector formed by angle ACB. All right, so here we know that, so ACB is the gray part. So it's given you that the other side of that circle is 209 degrees. So what would be the angle ACB? So the measure of arc ACB would actually be 151 degrees. Okay, so that's just the 360 minus the 209. So that's the measure of the arc. And then they're giving you that the radius is 8 meters. Okay. So here, the area of the sector encompassed by ACB. And I'm going to use the formula. So here is going to be the area of the circle is equal to the measure of the arc divided by 360. So I'm going to let the area of the sector, I'm going to let that be x, because that's what I need to solve for. So here I have x divided by, and then the area, remember, is pi r squared. So if the radius is 18, if you square it, you get 324 pi. And I'm just going to leave it as 324 pi. Is equal to the measure of the arc divided by 360. So if you look here, I need to solve for x. So I'm just going to multiply both sides by 324 pi. So that becomes 1. And then in your calculator, you can multiply those two together. So I get the area of the sector. Once I multiply it all out, you get approximately 426.94 square meters. Like I mentioned,
where did you get 324 from again?
So this is the area.
Oh.
So if you think about it, you need to find the area of the circle. It's part of the formula. So I just plugged in 18 for the radius and squared it.
Okay.
All right, so then we had number 8. I think it's hilarious how my forehead is in the picture. Okay, so are these all 3 of these problems you had to calculate the area of the shaded region? So if you look at that picture, it looks like, I don't know if you guys ever played Trivia Pursuit, but it looks like you have these little, you have 3 shaded regions. So if you find the area of one, then you can just multiply it by 3. So here, if I find the area of the entire circle, so if you think about it, the whole circle, it's divided into, I think it's 4 equal pieces, right? If I can do this right. Huh, that's not too bad. Okay, so 1, is not exactly right. 2, 3. And they're all congruent to each other. So if I find the area of the entire circle, divide it by 8, then I can find the area of each little piece, and then basically just multiply it by 3 because I only need 3 of those pieces. So the area of the entire circle, 13 is my radius, 13 squared is 169. So that's the area of the entire circle. Okay, and as you can see here, each one of these pieces, these 8 pieces, are congruent. So if I divide it by 8, and here, guys, I'm really just going to divide 169 by 8 and leave pi in it just temporarily. So I get 21.13 pi inches squared for each piece of the pizza. Okay. So each one of these 8 pieces is 21.13 pi inches squared, but I only need 3. So I'm going to take 21.13 pi and then multiply it by 3. And then I'm just going to actually multiply it out in my calculator and get 199, approximately 199.1 inches squared for all 3 of those pieces. So really here, guys, you didn't have to worry about area of a sector. You just had to work with the formula for the area of a circle. Does that make sense, Manav?
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay. And I'll post this video online, so if you want to go back and look at it, you can. All right, let's look at number 10. So number 10, you had a big circle, and then you had a little circle in between. So you know that this is 9, and then this little piece was 3.5 meters. And you had to find the area of kind of like a little walkway, the outside here. So what you have to do is find the area of the big circle, and that includes the small one, find the area of the small one, and then subtract them. So the area of the big circle. So I know the area of the big circle, I have to use 9 plus 3.5, give me 12.5. So that would be the radius of the big circle. So pi and then 12.5 squared. And I'm just going to multiply that out and get an approximation. And I get 490.87 meters squared. So that's for the big circle. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it for the smaller circle. And here I know that the radius is 9, so I'm just going to use 9. And then I'm just going to multiply it out, and I get 254.47. So to find the area of the little walkway, so the shaded region, I'm just going to do the area of the big minus the area of the small circle. So I get 490.87 minus 254.47, and then I get approximately 236.4 meters squared. There, no more forehead. Okay. Any other questions from notes that I can answer? And once again, guys, I know I'm missing some of the problems on the key that I posted. Let me stop share. But once we finish the call, I will, like I said, I found my sister's been scanning them for me, but I think I can scan them on my own now that I have a camera scanner. And I will post those problems after the call today. So if you want to go back and look at the work for like 11, 12, and 13, I will post those. Okay. All right, so let's, so any more questions from the notes that I can answer now? Okay, homework problems. Anybody want to see any of those worked out?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Shira. Which one?
Let me see. I'll do that. Um, 24.
Okay.
Can you also
Go ahead, Max.
can you also do 14 and 15?
Mm-hmm. So 14, 15, 24. I mean, what about 35 and
And
42?
26.
Which one?
Yeah, do 35 too.
I heard someone else had one.
26.
26. Oh, wait, you don't have to do 26.
Oh, wait, shoot, just kidding.
Can we do 20? 20?
20. Okay.
20 and 21.
20 and 21. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll talk about 42. Just so you can, like, if you haven't done it yet, kind of walk you through. It actually wasn't as hard as it. I think the wording kind of could have been confusing for 42. Okay, so let's go. I think the first one was 14 and 15. Can you guys see that? Okay. All right, 14. So it says use the diagram to find the indicated measure. So for number 14, you're just finding the area of circle M. So here, excuse me, this number here is actually the area of that shaded blue region. So I'm going to use the formula area of the sector. And this time, so the measure of the arc divided by 360. So instead of me dividing the area of the sector by the area of the circle, I'm actually going to put that, whoopsie, over here. Okay, so hold on. There we go. Okay. Oops. There we go. All right, so in this formula, I'm actually trying to solve for this right here. So pi r squared is what I'm trying to solve for. So actually, I can make that be x, okay? So the area of the sector is right here, 38.51 is equal to, the measure of the arc is 165 divided by 360 times x, because x is the area that we're trying to find. So really, the only thing I have to do here to solve for the area, so if I look here, I need to somehow move that to the other side. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. Let me move this. So the reciprocal would be 360 divided by 165. And then all you have to do, this becomes 1 in your calculator. 360 divided by 165, and then times 38.51. So you get the area, which is our x, is approximately 84.02 meters squared. That was asking for the area. And I think Manav,
Yes.
let's see here. Number 15 is pretty much the same.
Okay. Okay.
So you just really have to set it up just the same way. But instead on this one, you can't use 50 because it's giving you the area of the sector. So you have to actually use 310 in your formula, not 50
Okay.
for that one. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so 20 and 21. So here, if you're given that the area of the circle, so I like to write everything down, and I have a problem like this, it has a lot of different questions. So the area of the whole circle is 260.67 square inches. The area of sector that's encompassed by KML is 42 square inches. So I have the area of the sector, and then I have the area of the entire circle. So it says find the indicated measure. So for number 20, you're trying to find the radius. So, excuse me. I already have the area of the circle, so I don't even need to worry about the area of the sector. So area is equal to pi r squared. So I know the area of the circle is 260.67 is equal to pi r squared. And then I'm going to divide both sides by pi. So that becomes 1. So right now I have r squared is equal to, and I try not to divide out pi already because then I'll have to round and then round again. So to get r by itself, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So in your calculator, you can actually do that. Make sure you put parentheses around that fraction. And so you get r is approximately, what did I get? 9.11 inches. So I would do the square root and then do that fraction 260.67 divided by pi, all in your calculator. And that way you can get more of a, your approximation's a little bit closer than it would be if you divide by here. And then for 21, because now these questions build on each other. So we found the radius in number 20. So in number 21, circumference is 2 pi r. Now that I have the radius to find the circumference, I'm just going to use that number and plug it in. So the approximation for the circumference is 57.3 inches for that. All right, and then the next one was 24. Erase this. Once again, guys, like I said, I'll post this online, so if I erase it too soon, you can go back and watch it. All right, so number 24. So number 24, the length of KL. So they're actually asking you for arc length of KL. So remember the formula is the measure of the arc divided by 360, and you can either divide by the circumference here or you can multiply it over here. Either way. So I'm going to use the formula. So I know the measure of the arc. So if he goes through, I found the measure of the arc back in number, what number was that? Number 22. I found the measure of the arc is actually 58 degrees divided by 360 times, and then we know the radius because we found that from question 20 is 9.11. So in your calculator, you can actually put that all in, and then you get approximately 9.2 inches for that one. Yeah, so number 22, if you solve number 22, you would have gotten 58 degrees on that one. Like I said, they kind of build. If you're having trouble with one of the initial problems, you would have had trouble kind of doing all of them. Okay. Let's talk about number 35. So here's the picture that I drew, and the picture was not there. So it says a square is inscribed in a circle. So here's my square here, inscribed in this big circle. The same square is also circumscribed about a smaller circle. So there's a smaller circle inside the square, and then there's a big circle on the outside of the square. So here's my diagram, and in a square, what I did is I went ahead and drew for this circle, I went ahead and drew in the diameters, and it actually breaks up this square into 4 little squares, okay? All right, so then what I did is find the ratio of the area of the large to the area of the small. So I just made up a number. I said, okay, I'm gonna let my radius for the smaller circle be 4, okay? So if you think about back, so here I have, if you look here, I have this little triangle formed here. So in order to find the ratio of that large to the small, I need to find the radius of the larger circle. I know the radius of the small is 4 because I just made that number up. I could have said 5, 6, 7, whatever. I just said 4. So if you think about it, look at this triangle here. This part right here that I'm highlighting is actually the radius of the big circle. So I know this is 4 and this is 4. This is a right angle. And if you remember, this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So if you remember back from our little formula, the hypotenuse would be you take a leg and it's 4 square roots of 2. But like I mentioned, guys, you could have chosen any number for these, I chose 4, you could have chosen any other number. It doesn't matter what number you chose. So now that I have the radius of the small to be 4, and then the radius of my larger circle to be 4 square roots of 2. So if I find the area of each, so here I'm going to find the area of the big, so pi, this is the area of the big, and I'm just going to multiply, I'm just going to take 4 square roots of 2 and square it, and I get 32 pi. I'm just going to leave pi in my answer because it's easier. And then the area of the small, whoops, is pi and then 4 squared, which I get 16 pi. So if I want to do the ratio of the larger circle to the smaller one, I put the area of the larger one as my numerator, and then the area of the smaller one as my denominator. Pi's cancel, and 32 over 16 is 2 to 1. So the ratio of the areas is, you can say, 1. And it would have worked out the same way, regardless of the numbers that you chose for the radius of the small. It would have ended up the exact same way. So that one was kind of, that was a kind of complex, kind of cool though. And let's look at, there it is. So for number 42, I'd like for you to go back, and I'm going to just highlight this part here. And this will kind of help you. I don't want you to actually read all the answers because I want you to go back and do it. So this is about a circular pizza, about how you want to share some pizza with your friends. So the information is that a 12-inch diameter pizza is enough for you and 2 friends, for 3 people. And then you want to buy pizza for yourself and your 7 friends. You want to buy pizza for 8 people. You're trying to figure out the best way possible with these different scenarios. Then you're given a 10-inch diameter pizza and how much it costs, and then a 14-inch diameter pizza and how much it costs. The first thing you want to do, if you look at this part right here, is diameter pizza is enough for 3 people. So you need to find the area of the 12-inch diameter pizza. So if you look here in this first part, the area of a 12-inch diameter pizza is 113.112. I'm going to figure out how much pizza that is for 3 people. So I divide 3. So 37.7 approximately square inches of pizza is good for 1 person. Keeping that in mind that each person needs that much pizza, multiply it by 8 because it's going to be 7 friends. For this little party, you need 301.6 approximately square inches of pizza. So moving forward with that, you can answer A, B, and C. If you know you need that pizza for you and your 7 friends, okay? So I'll go back and post this. Like I said, the video will be online. If you want to really look at it, you can do that. All right. Okay. Any other questions on the homework that I can answer right now before we go to the Kahoot? Anything? Anything?
Can you also do 23? My bad.
23?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, 23. All right, so 23 is asking you for the perimeter of the region, okay? So you know that, let's see here. We know the radius is 9.11, so I know that's 9.11 and that's 9.11. So the only thing to complete this question is that I need to know the arc length of K and L. Does that make sense? So I'm going to use my arc length formula is equal to, and then I know, and I think you had to figure this out in a prior question, because I know that this little section is 58. So the measure of the arc here would be 302. Since I know the measure of KL was 58 degrees, the measure of this angle has to be 302 to add to 360. And then, okay, so there I put in the radius of 9.11, find the arc length. So once I put all of this in my calculator, you should get approximately, I think it's 4802 inches for the arc length. So once you have the arc length of K and L, you have 9.11 as a radius plus 9.11, because you want to find the perimeter of that entire region. So almost like the entire Pac-Man. If you were to kind of run around and hit all those spots, plus the arc length of the blue section, and you get approximately 66.24 inches. Is that good, Max?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop sharing that. Let me go to my Kahoot. All right, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna have me make sure you're on mute. Okay, it's only 12 questions and it shouldn't take very long because some of them are just questions about the formulas. Okay, so it's 12 questions and I'd like you to do it while we're on. And then I'll be kind of sitting here waiting if you have a question about it. Each question is timed, but you do have more time than you would on a normal Kahoot game. So let's go ahead and play it. Let's see here, Monday. Give me 1 second, question timer. All right. Here. Or the pen. All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right, so go to kahoot.it, I believe. Hold on. Let me share my screen. So let me put the challenge here. I'll put the challenge. I think copy it. Let's see. Let me pull up a Word document. Yep. All right, I'm actually gonna pull up my chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I think if you copy the link, so yeah, actually everyone should be seeing the chat. Go ahead and copy that link. Go ahead and put it.
Is there a game pin that we can use? Can we just do that instead, or do we need to use the link?
I'll go ahead and copy the game pin.
Thank you.
So here's the game pin. If you want that. You can either copy the link or you can have the game pin. Mm-mm-mm. Everybody in? And make sure you use your real name, please.
My phone's like not letting me type. To put a nickname in.
I would actually put it in a different window,
Okay.
like on your computer. I would do it on your computer.
I already like started the game. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just go ahead and start. You don't have
Okay.
to. You don't have to wait for anybody. This is actually just you do it on your own.
Okay.
This is different than a regular Kahoot. And I'm gonna give everybody participation points for doing this today. It's kind of like a little extra because people aren't here. All right, so go ahead and work on that. I'm sitting here. So if you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask. Who's MD Hacker? Just so I know.
Me.
Manav, okay. While you guys are doing that, let's see here. And guys, this is just for participation. At any point, guys, this is the time for you to ask questions if you need help. Try to use my new scanner.
And once you're done, guys, you can just let me know.
I finished it, Miss Richard.
All right, guys, once you're done, if you don't have any other questions, you can go, and then we're working on 11.3 for, what's today? Monday? For Thursday, okay? And then we'll be doing something a little bit different. It may not be a Kahoot challenge, but we'll be doing something different on Thursday. So if you're done, you can go ahead and log out. Just make sure to send me your homework by the end of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day. I'll see you on Thursday.
I do actually have one
Okay.
question.
Hold on one second. All right, who's there?
Me.
Oh, Annie. Okay.
The question about the pie with a diameter of 6. how it was cut into 8 equal pieces. How long is the crust on the side? We're struggling with that one.
Okay, let me pull it up so you can see it.
Thank you, Miss Woodard.
Bye, see ya.
Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Woodard.
I just got to see the question for myself here. Okay, so the pizza one. So a pie with diameter of 6 inches was cut into 8 equal slices. How long is the crust on one side of the pizza? It was cut into 8 equal slices. So what I would do is I would find the circumference of the whole thing and then divide it by 8. Because then you can figure out how much each slice is. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So you know the right?
Mhm.
So 2 pi, and then the radius is 6. Divided by 8. 2.35. Oh, so you want to use the radius is 3, my bad.
Mhm.
Not 6, because the diameter is 6. So if you do 2 pi times 3, you get that the circumference of the entire circle is 18.84, but you only know how long the crust is on one of those pieces. So you would divide it by 8. And then you should get. Does that help, Annie?
Kinda.
So you want to
So
find the
just do
circumference?
circumference and then divide it by 8.
Right. So but you're not going to use the diameter. You want to use 3 for the radius.
Mhm.
So do 2 pi times 3. I'll give you the circumference of the entire pizza, and then divide it by 8, because you only want to know the little piece of one pizza, the crust.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Hey, Eric, I tried to send you the code.
Oh, yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, I'm trying to send it to you, but it says you're not in the meeting. Here, let me go back to I'll go back to the Google screen. Here we go.
Could you email it to me?
Yeah,
Maybe that would work.
yeah.
I'm done, Miss Richard.
All right,
Thank you.
Diamonov. All right, Eric, I sent you the link. Did you get it, Annie?
Yes.
Did you email it to me?
Yes, I did.
All right. Yeah, I just got it.
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How you doing, Shira? You doing okay? My hair is just falling out all over the place.
I just got number 11 wrong.
That's okay. Just go back. This is like I'm looking at it. Could you?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Number. It says a light reaches 8 kilometers.
I have an internet problem and it's saying that I may have to start over on my Kahoot. So
Mrs. Amari.
yes.
Okay. How far did you get?
I got to the last question.
Okay. Then don't worry about it. Just if you have to start over, that's okay. But if you want to start over, I see that you were on it.
Okay.
All right. So Shira, the question says a light reaches a distance of 8 kilometers and spans 35 degrees. So the 8 kilometers to be your arc length.
Um. 8.
Hold on, how much area does the light cover? Yeah, so you need to figure out, the 8 is your arc length. So the light reaches a distance of kilometers and spans 35 degrees. Oh, wait, no, sorry, my bad. Radius, sorry. 8 is the radius. And then you know that it spans 30 degrees. So that's actually going to be the measure of the arc.
Right now I'll go back to that, but right now I'm on 12 and I'm confused. A clock's
Okay, this is the
pendulum.
same thing. So a clock's pendulum is 22 centimeters long. So that's going to be your radius.
What?
Pendulum of
I
22.
can't.
The pendulum,
Yeah.
the 22, your radius.
Oh, okay.
And then it says it spans a distance of 32 degrees. That's going to be the measure of the arc. And so in this question, you're trying to find the arc length. So arc length.
Okay, arc length.
Yeah,
Got
and
it.
then, but number 11 is not arc length. Number 11 is area of the sector.
Oh, okay. Area of what? The sector. Oh.
Yes. So 11 is area of the sector and 12 is arc length. Different formulas for that one.
Miss Richard, I'm kind of confused on number 11. It's the one about a circular spinner has 3 sections with a radius of 4 inches. Find the
I don't know.
area of one section.
Okay. That's number 10.
Okay.
Okay. So a circular spinner has 3 sections with a radius of 4. Find the area of one section. So you think about it, Max, a circle, if it has sections and they're all equal to each other, 60 divided by 3.
So 120.
The measure of
one arc, so that you'll use that as the measure of the arc, and then you'll use 4 as your radius.
Okay.
Then you can find the
So-
area of this of one piece. Mhm.
Okay.
How did you do number 12 again?
Okay, number 12. This one, you're going to use the formula for arc length. So your radius you're going to use is 22. And the measure of the arc, you're going to use 32 degrees.
Okay.
But you're going to use the arc length.
So what I did was I put 32 degrees in the measurement, and I divided that by 360 and then multiplied that by pi times 22 squared.
Okay, so you don't want to use, you're using the area of a sector formula. You want to do divided by 360 times 2 pi and then radius of 22.
Wait, can you say that again?
Yeah, 'cause it's hard. Let me share my screen really quick. I'm going to share my screen with you. Hold on. You go to my whiteboard here. Okay.
All right, so the arc length formula you're going to use for number 12. So arc length is equal to the measure of the arc divided by 360 times 2 pi r. So it says the measure of the arc, it says 32, right? Isn't it 32, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, and then times 2 pi, and the pendulum is 22 long, right? So that's where this is the formula that you use for that. And then you just multiply
Are you
it.
multiplying the
Yeah,
are you
'cause this
multiplying
is-
pi twice?
No, just once. 2 pi r, that's the circumference formula. Length formula.
Oh, gosh. Gotcha.
Miss Witches? I'll wait.
All right. Zero?
Oh, yes. So I went back to a few problems I thought I could do after listening to the answers, but there's one I still can't quite figure
Okay.
out. On the
Which one?
Number 13 with the triangle.
Okay. I actually just scanned that, so let's pull that up. All right, let me share my screen.
Thank you.
I will post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the key that are on there now, and I'm going to upload these. So this one has more of the.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's 13. So it wants to find the area of the shaded region. So you have to find the area of the circle first.
Pi r squared.
And then you need to find the area of the triangle and then subtract them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to find area of triangle. BH. How did you find 16 is what I was wondering.
Okay, so it says base times the height.
Oh.
So if the radius is 8, then the whole height, then the whole, all these are equal to each other. Hold on, did I do that right?
Yeah, because 16 is the diameter of the.
Yeah. Yeah, so 16 would be the base.
How? I would think it would be 12.
I don't know. Let me see. How did I get back?
Because that's a chord. That's not.
You're right. I did that wrong. You're right. Use 12. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Good job. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Miss Witchard. It just said time's up and didn't let me finish.
How far did you get?
Yeah,
I think
same here.
like question 5 or 6.
Oh, crap. All right, I'm going to have to let me stop sharing here. I'm going to have to I didn't give you enough time. Hold on.
Miss Richard, I got to the very last one and answered it, and as soon as I did it, said
That's
it went off.
okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Let me go back here.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
That's fine. All right, so I'm going to post another link, guys. You can go back and play it on your own once we. This will give you till noon.
All right.
Hold on to everyone. All right, here's
The
the new
problems
link.
in the same order.
Yeah, they'll be in the same order. Yeah. Yes,
Miss Witchard,
Kira?
so I see how the height for the triangle would be 12, but I don't see what the base would be.
All right, let me look at this one again. I think I looked at it too.
I know since it's equiangular, it's at each.
Yeah, so this would be. Hold on.
I know all the angles of the triangle are 60, so I'm not sure if I should do something with that.
Let me think about it, Kira, and I'll redo it. I'm thinking about it myself. I think I went through it too fast and said it was 16.
15. 8 base times the height.
Because I know each angle of the triangle is 60.
Yeah. 30. That's half of that. So this would be. Yeah, let me think about that one, okay?
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna rework it and I'll post it, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna end the call. Eric, just keep working on it. And if you have any
All right,
other
will do.
questions, okay, I will talk to you guys later.
Yep. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.